Hello, I'm Peter Leathem, the Chief Executive of music licensing company PPL. First, I'd like to thank Horace for inviting me to speak to your conference today. At PPL, we attach great value to the close and significant relationship that we have with the Musicians Union, which is why I'm delighted to have this opportunity to talk to you directly about our company, including how we've looked to support musicians through the pandemic and beyond, the work we do on behalf of our members, and our financial forecast for 2021 as we move beyond lockdown and as our licensing returns to more normal levels. In 2020, PPL faced a year like no other because of COVID-19. As we entered this difficult period, we immediately recognised the devastating toll that the pandemic was having on many of our performer members, as venues closed under lockdown and other businesses supporting live music shut their doors. We knew we had to act quickly and decisively, which is why last year we donated more than £1.4 million to the various music industry hardship funds that were set up in the wake of the pandemic. This included a £400,000 donation to the Musicians Union Hardship Fund. We also appreciate that at a time when other revenue streams were completely closed off to them, the distributions to our performer members became even more important. As a result, we did everything possible to help, including the addition of an early distribution last April, between the usual March and June distributions. I'm proud to say that in the 12 months since the first national lockdown began in March last year, we've paid out more than £300 million to our members, while the amount of money we distributed in 2020 was more than any previous year in our history. However, the money we collected last year was severely impacted by the pandemic and resulted in our total revenue falling by 17% to £225.7 million compared to collections in 2019. While our international and broadcast collections held up strongly, it was no surprise that our public performance revenue was substantially hit, declining by 42% as a result of many of the businesses that we license, such as non-essential shops, bars and restaurants, having been forced to close for much of last year. The lockdown restrictions that were subject remained in force for the first few months of this year, meaning our 2021 numbers will be impacted by the pandemic as well. However, given restrictions have since eased, I'm cautiously optimistic about PPL's UK collections for this year, and we expect our revenues will recover to beat our 2020 numbers, although they will not exceed pre-COVID levels yet. We also expect our international revenues to decline this year because of the pandemic, but to what extent will vary in each territory depending on what restrictions have been in place, for how long, and when they ease. Our efforts to accelerate our payments during the challenging time have been coupled with renewed efforts to provide the highest level of support and service to our members. Beside the hardship funds that I've mentioned, this is including dealing with individual member queries and holding numerous events, all of which have had to take place online since last March and have been delivered by a dedicated staff who've been working from home almost the entire time. Our events included an online session which was held in the first quarter of the year for Musicians Union members to provide them with an overview of what PPL does, how to register their works, and how we can collect for them internationally. It was so popular that we were immediately asked to host 2 further events for MU members and another for MU staff. Across the 4 sessions, more than 1,000 people attended. We also take very seriously our role in supporting new and emerging performer talent, including through our close collaboration with the PRS Foundation. At the start of last year, we became the headline sponsor of its flagship fund, which is rebranded the PPL Momentum Music Fund. And over the course of 2020, it provided financial help to 55 musicians from across the UK with grants of up to £15,000. Another major focus for us in the year is the area of equity, diversity and inclusion. And over this past year, we've introduced a number of policies and initiatives to protectively drive change within PPL, as well as to influence change across the wider industry. This has included the launch of an internal diversity forum and the recent appointment of an EDI partner, who is tasked with working both on PPL's immediate goals and long-term strategy in relation to EDI. We've also been working with a number of charities and organisations focused on diversity, including the Black-led charity Small Green Shoots, the Cat's Mother, and Girls Irate, whose industry mentorship programme Mentor Me is supported by PPL alongside the MU. This programme targets females aged 16 to 30 and covers an extensive number of topics, including music production and engineering, songwriting, A&R and artist management. Given PPL's wide remit, it is impossible to cover everything that we do in just a few minutes, but what connects it all is our overriding mission to provide the highest possible level of service to our members. This has taken on an even greater importance as a result of the crisis that we've all faced over the past year. But I know that by working together, we will get through this and come out of it even stronger. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your conference. Thank you.